Oh, hello. It's just me, your average forehand heavy horse. I have a lean over my front legs, which are really quick, and then my hind legs have to slowly slide forward to catch up. I'm very disconnected from my front legs to my hind legs, and this is making my low back hurt, and I'm putting a lot of concussion into my front legs, the walker, whereas my hind legs essentially get no work. I could balance on this all day long and keep my hind legs free to kick or swing out. I got this walker to emulate perfectly what a forehand heavy horse does, which is your average horse, which is to sink forward and down and to lean into their shoulders. And how hard it is to pick them up off the ground. Really have to hork myself up there. So if I were trying to walk trot, how would I get that done? Pop! Whoa! So I'm goofing around here, and this is pretty funny, but it's a pretty good representation of what a horse's balance is doing. And you watched me almost eat it there and throwing myself up there. And I really want to drive home how unstable a horse that's on the forehand is with the weight and expectation of our work. And so if I get my front legs off the ground like I was trying to do when I'm leaning on this walker, if I want to get my front legs off the ground, say for a trot or canter transition, I have to throw it up there and it falls down quickly, and the risk of falling is very high. Just like I almost just wiped out there, I torqued my back. I already don't feel good. I torqued my back and threw my front end up. So people always ask me, why does my horse pop his head up into the trot or canter transition? Well, he's using his neck for leverage. Because my hind legs are not supporting whatsoever, my front legs are quick, my hind legs are slow. And in order to make a change like turning, I have to really lean to make that happen. You can see how my inside shoulder is falling. I'll turn to the right. My inside shoulder is falling. I really have to dig into it, and you can see how now my outside hind, this leg, if I'm on a right circle, is getting slower. My right front, which is this corner, is getting quicker. Left hind is getting slower. And I'm exaggerating and goofing around here a little bit, but it's really not that different. So in order to lift my forehand, I have to have the ability to find my hind legs, sink down into my joints, raise the shoulders up off the ground. Now what I'm doing is engaging my core, flexing my joints down, and I'm getting good and tired. And that's because this is so difficult to do that without conditioning, slow, logical, and progressive conditioning, all I'm going to do is overtax the muscles that are not strong enough to support myself. So if I'm starting from here, I can't immediately go to here because that's too hard. So if I'm here, what I might get to is here, 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 and here over time, years even. And remember, this is the front end. These are my hind legs. What I'm trying to teach the horse to do is to match the stride length and swing rate of the front legs and the hind legs. Remember that when I'm walking on this walker, my front legs are quick, hind legs are slow. These are quick because I can't afford to get them off the ground very far or for very long, or I'll fall. So if I bring these off the ground slowly and put them down with control, I have to have stability back here and here. And that's what in-hand work is teaching the horse, is how to find the hind legs, how to stabilize and engage the core, and then slowly how to transfer weight off of the forehand, up and down into the hind leg so we can lift the shoulders up. So if you're going to ride the horse in this position, you're asking them to fight for their balance every single stride. And it's impossible then for the horse to be light, to be fluid, or to be completely relaxed. Because as you saw my silly little antics here of making a canter transition, I almost fell. And horses in the canter are at the most unstable gait with the most instability with the rider's weight, plus the addition of turning or asking them to change what they might be doing. And so in order to not fall down, they lock into their inside shoulder and pull harder. And what does that create for you? Tension in the bridle, tension in against the leg, inability to bend, inability to listen to your aids, or inability to feel calm. And that's not just at the canter, that's at all gaits. It just happens to be more extreme at the canter. So if we don't teach the horse to find all 4 legs equally, if we don't teach them how to unlock the front legs to get them ready to come off the ground, how to flex the hip, to teach something has to carry the front legs, right? If we don't add stability back here, it's not very nice to take this away because this is the horse's support. So if the horse is leaning on the walker on their front legs, we need to give them something else to support them before taking this away. So little by little, we come out of the rotation into a straightness, into a more horizontal balance. And over time, the shoulders can come up and the hips can go down. But we're starting from here. And so first the horse has to find all their feet, learn to move them at the same rate and where they are, how to do that with control, to loosen muscles that have tightened to support them, to engage muscles that are loose from inability to support, and then slowly ask them to do tasks only at the rate that they can manage, so we don't scare them, take away their balance, or cause them injury. So that strengthening is so slow and progressive so that we don't damage or scare the horse, and also so that we give them enough time to adapt on a nervous system level, so the balance is not shapes and postures we're making like a little puppet master, but the balance is their own to carry. And in that way, you'll actually see them change the way they move without you in the pasture. If you're making changes and adapting those changes to a nervous system level, meaning the horse has adapted the posture to their new way of going, then you'll see those changes. The mark of your progress will be how they're eating, how they're walking around, how they're playing with their other horse friends, and how they lead in from the pasture, not just the in-hand work. So I want you to think about the in-hand work as changing their overall life, not just getting them to adopt shapes and postures and to do little exercises because it's fun or because it might make them a little bit stronger. If it's true postural change, you'll see it everywhere.